Assalamu alaikum everyone. How's it going? This is Ashraf Khalifa, CEO and founder of Sudanpreneur. Today is our weekly business experts and creators series. So for today's guest, we have a very special and interesting guest. His name is Larry Fisher. He is a expert in emotional intelligence and transformational leadership. He's got a background in I'm not even sure what the word is, but glasses. And basically, he is actually just about to join, and we will let him tell us about his amazing skill set. And I've prepared some good questions, so hopefully it will be a very informative session for everyone. Hello, Larry. How's it going? You all right?
I'm doing good. How you keeping?
Not too bad, not too bad. Thank you very much. Okay. Um, yeah, so me and Larry, we've worked together and we've known each other. I think we met actually in 2016 because I used to volunteer with Janice back in the mezzanine, Can Mezzanine, and used to do a few events. So I think I met you then, but we recently reconnected a couple of months ago. And yeah, I'm very excited and very happy that you decided to join me today and graced us with your presence. So the first thing I wanted to ask you about, and it's something I noticed the last time we met when we were talking about, like I was saying, how Janice is pretty much the only person that calls me Ashraf when she introduces people, and your name and sort of the importance of talking about like the right name and how when people are younger, they accept sort of what you tell them, and as they grow old, sort of you know sort of don't want to change their worldview. So if you could tell us more about like that, if you don't mind.
Okay. So Ash, I'm actually trying to get my volume up. I'm like, what's happened to my volume? I can just about hear you in your volume.
No worries. Do you want me to speak a bit louder, or were you able to increase the volume?
No, my whole volume is low, so I'm trying to just get my volume up and I'm getting no joy.
Okay, no problem. Um, that is a very good question.
I can
So
just about
are you
hear you.
can just about hear me? All right. So I will bring the phone closer to me, and I will shout a little bit more. Okay. So can you hear me now or no?
You sound like you're incomplete in another world.
I'm there. Okay. Well, I would recommend if you press like X on your screen, and then close the live, and then try to sort it out, and then rejoin the live. I think
Okay, I'm coming back in.
yeah, I think that would make it hopefully a little bit better on your side. The other recommendation. Okay, so Larry Fisher is experiencing some technical difficulties, but he will join us very soon, inshallah. And yeah, so thank you very much to all of the people that have joined us, and especially the ones that have put some comments. So what I really like about doing this lives is the fact that, you know, obviously my community, they can see that I'm live, and they're already following me and stuff. But it's nice when my guests, community joins, and sort of interact with us and builds up the all right. So now Larry has sent a request to join. So Lionheart, so that is actually very good point in terms of typing the questions in the chat box. All right, Larry, how does that sound now? Can you hear me a little bit better, or
Yeah, indeed, I sound you a lot better. You sound a lot better.
sound a lot better? Okay, amazing.
Yeah, I can hear that masculinity, that voice that you have. It's just pouring through the airwaves.
Boom, that's happening.
That
Yeah,
boom.
I love it. So yeah, so I was saying to you earlier that I think we've actually known each other for a number of years, because I was saying in 2017, 2016, 17, I was actually volunteering, interning with Janice back in the days when she had her office in the Can Mezzanine. And
Yeah.
think we met at that point because I know she was doing a lot of events. So I'm pretty sure we met, but it's only recently that we've reconnected, or we really got to know each other in the last couple of months. So I'm very happy and excited about that. And then I was saying, like, it's very interesting that Janice, whenever she introduces me to anyone, she always says, "Hi, this is Ashraf," you know. And it's weird. Like, she's mostly the only person really that calls me by my full name. And then we had that conversation about, you know, the name and, you know, how younger children. Actually, I'll let you tell that story. So that's sort of where I want us to start our sort of our chat today.
It's actually quite funny. I think it's this mindset of adults have a preconceived idea of who you are, what you should be doing, and what you should be called. So, for example, my name is Lere, Lere, 4 letters, nice and simple. The challenge is when you say to an adult, "That's my name is Lere," their response is, "Don't you mean Larry?" "No, Larry." "Don't you mean Levi?" "No, Larry." "Oh, you mean Larry?" "No, Larry." But when you speak to younger people, and especially kids under 10, when you tell them your name, they believe you. So if I say my name's Larry, they say Larry. And it's just this mindset. Sometimes the older that we get, we start having this mindset of, I know already. There's not much that you can say to me that I don't know. And one of the key things in business and even in elements of life is to still act like you don't know or be prepared to learn, because there's so much you can have and understand by learning and just taking yourself down a peg or two, because sometimes it's man's pride, isn't it? We should know, and we're going to conform and categorize everything that you say to me into something that I know already, when sometimes take a step back and be willing to learn.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing I really love about, you know, whenever I interact with you, and whenever I especially interact with other people, like, if, you know, you put people on the spot a little bit and make them uncomfortable. I really, I've found. All right. So the first question on our official list that we've sent, bearing in mind we might throw you some curveballs here and there. So tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Okay, come on, give me a bit of specifics. What, I could be here all day, and I don't think you're going to have all day from me.
All right. Yeah. Tell us. So let's focus on like where you're from, like
Mhm.
nationality wise, and then what you studied, and then sort of your like your career, and then like we'll just stick to those 3 areas because I know that's
Perfect.
a
Yeah,
broad question.
man. Wow, wow, wow. What a big question, right? Um, this is who I am. I'm a guy that, you know, born and raised, born in London. Born in London, that's where I was. And but from a very young age, I was given up into the care system. So I spent 16 to 17 years of my life being raised in a children's home in Dover. And for those that may not know Dover, it's this little town right on the coast of England, in Kent. And I was raised there for literally all of my life. So that's where I had my education. That's where my friends were. This is the place that grew me. You know, these are the things that I quite often regard to being the foundation of my life. And in being there, you know, I was raised by white parents. As you might see, I'm not sure if it's got black and white or anything as such in your screens, but I'm a black man. My parents are both Jamaican. But I was actually raised by white guardians. So I went to a normal comprehensive school. And one of the things that I did from a very young age, and I think I was about 13 or 14, I started to work. One of the first jobs I ever had was in a greengrocer's. I started to work in this greengrocers. I think I was 13 or maybe even 14. And I just started to work on the tills. At this time, I was getting £1.50 an hour. That's the truth. We're going back many, many, many years, but I could only work 4 hours because of my age, and I was getting £1.50. But what I realized was money gave me freedom. And what it did from a very young age, even at that age, it helped me to hone my skills into being able to interact with people. because yet again, I'm working in a shop as a black man in a complete white environment, but I was still able to use the talents, the gift that I had with my speaking to be able to become personable and understand people and give excellent customer service.
I love that. I love that. All right, and then tell us about what you studied. Like when you went, did you go to university or um, did you finish like in terms of yeah? I don't want
Listen,
to.
I flunked. I flunked. I was shocking. I didn't know what to do. When I left school, at first I was like, I want to be a PE teacher. So I went to college to start studying PE. But at this time, I had a lot of turmoil in my life as well. And I was coming out the care system. I was all over the place. And I just said, no, I don't want to do this. It looked good on paper, but now I'm doing it. I didn't really enjoy it. So I was like, what am I going to do now? So I then started an apprenticeship in hairdressing. I
Wow.
thought I'm going to become a hairdresser, a stylist. And I remember one of my friends at school, we both said, one day we're going to have this hair salon right up in like Carnaby Street or somewhere like that. And we're going to rule the world with this hair salon. And so I started to do the apprenticeship, or in those days, it was known as a YTS. They paid us £27.50 a week to make tea, coffee, sweep the floor. Along the way, you would try and, I guess I kind of messed it up, but, you're washing the hair and I'd wash the hair and I'm getting all the back all wet and soaked. And that was kind of like what I started to do initially.
Okay. You were breaking up a little bit, so I'm not sure if it's on my side or your side. So just repeat that last bit. The
It's
last thing I
okay.
heard was you said so you were sweeping the floors and sort of touching the hairs and
Hour. Let's have a good. Are we good at this live? Are we good? Just making sure that we have the right signal. Good. Okay. okay. The